Okay, let's unpack this. If you're a creative, maybe, making videos, podcasts, games.
Right. Anything needing a soundtrack.
You've probably run headfirst into this wall. You need music, good music, but licenses. It's like a minefield.
Oh, absolutely. It feels like a minefield. Costs too much, or the rules are so tangled.
You just give up before you even start.
Exactly. That pain, it's incredibly real. Finding high-quality, usable music that is actually free for, commercial or public projects.
Without the hidden catches.
Without hidden catches, yeah. Or that constant worry about a takedown notice popping up months later. It's one of the biggest headaches creatives face today.
It really is. And that's why we're diving deep today into a resource that seems, well, almost too good to be true.
But according to our sources, it looks very much the real deal.
We're talking about Sascha Ende and his platform, ENDE.APP. Now, if that name doesn't ring a bell, maybe you knew it by its previous name, filmmusic.io.
Ah, yes. And for this deep dive, we've gone straight to the source material Sascha himself provides. We're pulling key insights from excerpts off the NDE.APP website.
Blog posts he wrote.
Blog posts written directly by him, yeah. And even looking at snippets from the site's guestbook to see what actual users are saying.
So our mission today is really to get behind the curtain. We want to unpack what makes this platform unique, understand the philosophy of the person running it.
And see what these sources tell us about the music itself, the tech involved, which is fascinating, and the community that's kind of built up around it.
Think of this as your express lane. By the end of this, you should have a really clear picture of a resource that could be incredibly valuable for your own creative stuff.
Yeah, potentially saving you time, money, and definitely a lot of stress.
Okay, so let's start with the core. The platform, the person, It's all Sascha Ende. The sources make it super clear he is the sole creator and operator.
No team, no company.
None of that. And this site's been around for a surprisingly long time for a solo project, running since 2011 under that old name, filmmusic.io.
A decade plus. That's a remarkable dedication for one person. And the recent name change to ENDE.APP, that was apparently a very deliberate move.
How so?
Sascha describes it in the source material as an act of digital self-defense. He wanted something more modern, leaner, less prone to data protection dramas and support.
Streamlining. Makes sense. Less prone to data protection dramas. That definitely resonates today.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the core offering is 100% free music, right? For videos, films, podcasts, games, events, pretty much anything.
Yep, a wide range of uses. And he specifically notes it's music from Germany, Europe, with 0% tariffs, which is, a neat little detail.
Ah, okay. But the licensing, that's where it gets interesting, doesn't it?
That's the headline, but the real magic, and something the sources really emphasize, is the licensing. All the music is published under the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 license, CC BY 4.0.
Right, CC BY 4.0. So for anyone not totally up on Creative Commons, that usually means you have to give credit, attribution.
That's the standard requirement, exactly.
Okay.
Normally you need to give clear credit to the creator wherever you use the work.
Like putting music by Sascha Ende or a link in your video description or podcast notes?
Precisely. But here's the game-changing part, according to these sources. ENDE.APP grants additional freedom beyond the standard CC BY.
Additional freedom, how?
For all the works on his platform, attribution is optional.
Wait, optional? Seriously?
Seriously. You are explicitly given permission to waive the attribution requirement, even if your project's circumstances make giving credit difficult or, impossible.
Wow. So if I use a track in, say, a short social media clip where text credits are just awkward, or in a live event, or maybe a game where adding in-game credits is a massive hassle.
You just don't have to attribute him. That's what he says.
That is a massive difference from standard CC/BY. That's huge.
It is. It removes a really significant barrier for a vast number of use cases.
Yeah.
It gives you that flexibility that, frankly, standard Creative Commons often lacks.
And this approach seems to be resonating. You mentioned global reach.
Oh, yeah. The site's apparently used daily in over 80 countries. And Sascha specifically highlights its use by teachers, schools, universities, kids.
Oh, that's interesting.
And he says that's a key reason he's committed to avoiding advertising and unnecessary data collection. He wants it clean and accessible for everyone, especially educators and students.
That makes total sense. No annoying pop-ups for students.
And finding the music seems pretty user-friendly from the excerpts.
Looks like it. There's a professional search, loads of filters, genre, theme, mood, tags.
The usual stuff.
Right, plus browsing options, charts showing popular tracks, even a radio player function.
So tools to help you sift through it all.
Exactly. Designed to help you narrow down what could be a large library pretty quickly. There's also mention of a VIP club. Free features like managing favorites, a personal radio player.
But joining is currently via a waiting list. Suggests demand is pretty high.
Okay, let's circle back to that one-man orchestra idea. Sascha Ende running all of this solo. The blog posts really hammer this home, don't they?
He's incredibly candid about it. Like, no team, no venture capital, no office, no composer bunker. It's just him.
Wow.
And the sources highlight that he does everything. Composing, the website development, prompting AI, which we'll get to, user support, server stuff, licensing questions.
All of it.
All of it. Alongside what he calls a real job with, Jira and meetings and all that corporate stuff.
Time is a concept that likes to hide from me. I saw that quote in the blog. That really captures the juggling act.
Doesn't it? It explains why he can't just churn out new music constantly. It's clear music is primarily a passion, a hobby for him.
And that's explicitly why he offers it all for free.
Exactly. His motivation isn't financial gain for the music itself. He even suggests if users want to give back, they should donate to a charity they like instead of him.
That's quite altruistic.
It really is. It's a model built on just loving, creating, and sharing.
And speaking of sharing freely, something else the source material points out, he specifically says he does not register his music in content ID systems.
Right, like the one YouTube uses.
Why not?
Well, it seems directly tied to his philosophy of maximum freedom. He doesn't want automated systems potentially flagging legitimate users of his work.
Avoiding accidental copyright strikes on people using it correctly.
Precisely. Which, as we'll discuss, actually causes its own problems for him later on.
Okay, yeah, we definitely need to touch on that. But first, AI. You can't really talk about creative work online today without AI coming up.
For sure. And Sascha's background, interestingly, is actually in programming, specializing in AI.
So he's been integrating AI support into his music production since 2023.
Yep, this AI Forge concept. His process isn't just, sitting at a piano anymore. It involves significant prompting.
Prompting, like telling the AI what to do.
Exactly, giving detailed instructions to AI systems to help generate musical ideas or sections. He shared examples like needing music that's epic, but please not Marvel.
Huh, I love that. Or the other one sounds like a whale in a synthesizer.
Wonderfully weird, right? Yep. But it sounds like it's way more involved than just clicking a button.
Yeah, he says prompting takes sensitivity, technical knowledge, and a lot of trial and error.
So the initial AI output might be rough or varied and needs refinement, maybe further composition from him. It's more like a collaboration with the tech.
Not just outsourcing the whole thing.
Definitely not. And the site itself uses AI for more than just making the music, right?
Oh yeah, the sources mention AI powering features for users, like similarity search, finding tracks similar to one you like.
That's useful. And translating the site.
Yeah.
Into over 20 languages.
Yeah, and assisting with track analysis, helping categorize songs by tags, moods, identifying things like crescendos. He calls this mix of his input and AI help, brain and boat.
Brain and boat. Catchy. It seems integrated into both creation and the user experience.
But what about people who, have feelings about AI music? Or prefer human-only stuff?
Well, he seems to have anticipated that. There's a clear filter on the site. You can specifically search for, I think it was over 600 pieces, composed just by him, no AI assist.
Guaranteed not to come from a neuron cluster, was his phrase.
That's the one. That's a thoughtful option to include.
Definitely. And his overall perspective on it seems pretty pragmatic.
Very much so. He says, in the end, it's not how something is created that counts, but what comes out of it.
Focus on the quality and usability of the final music, however it got made.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's talk about the flip side. This amazing generosity, this freedom, it sounds great, but the sources reveal a pretty big challenge Sascha faces.
Yeah, it's a really significant one. People basically stealing his music.
Stealing free music? How does that even work?
They take the music he offers freely, claim it as their own, and then use content ID systems, the very systems he avoids, to file claims against legitimate users of his work.
Wait, what? So someone downloads his free track, uploads it somewhere else saying they made it?
And then that platform's content ID system automatically flags other people who use Sascha's music correctly, maybe in their YouTube video, because the thief registered it.
That's awful.
He discusses it in a blog post when people just steal my music to make money. He gives a specific example, someone named Renasso, who did exactly this. It generated claims against people using the music totally legitimately under Sascha's license.
So his own generosity is being weaponized against the community he's trying to help.
Precisely. He calls the system broken. And it really highlights how these automated copyright systems can be misused, even against the wishes of the actual creator who wanted it to be free.
Man, that must be incredibly frustrating. Giving something away and then having thieves use it to harm the people you intended to benefit.
It really underscores the difficulties for individual creators trying to operate generously within these huge, often automated digital systems.
But despite those headaches, looking through the guestbook section on the site, like we did for our sources, it's genuinely inspiring.
It really is. The amount of positive feedback, the sheer appreciation from users all over the world, it's palpable.
We saw messages from France, Brazil, Russia, Germany, Georgia, Italy, Canada,
Nepal, Moldova, the USA. It's truly a global community he's impacting.
And the comments themselves, people calling the music absolutely great, masterful, very useful.
Yeah, and sharing how it helps their creative work. That user from Germany saying his music makes Videoerstellung super viel Spaß, video creation super fun.
Or the person from the US saying it helps them tell the stories captured in my mind. That's powerful.
There was also that really striking message from Nepal.
Oh yeah, highlighting how valuable free music is in places without easy international payment options for licenses.
It just drives home the real-world impact of what this one person is doing.
And it seems like that appreciation is what keeps him going.
It really seems like it. It circles back to something Sascha shares on the guestbook page itself. A thank you is worth more than money. That genuine gratitude from users worldwide seems to be the fuel for this massive decade-plus effort.
So bringing this all back to you, our listener, what's the big picture from this deep dive into Sascha Ende and ENDE.APP?
Well, it shows there are these remarkable individual efforts happening online, offering genuinely valuable resources. You get access to free, high-quality music.
With that incredibly flexible license, that optional attribution is, well, it's a game changer for so many projects.
Absolutely. And finding the music seems straightforward thanks to the site's features.
And just the sheer dedication of one person running this whole complex thing alongside a full-time job. It's pretty remarkable.
It really is. His solo effort is a significant personal contribution to the global creative community, empowering creators everywhere.
So yeah, we've taken a deep dive into ENDE.APP, the vision and incredible effort of Sascha Ende, that fascinating blend of his own creativity and AI assistance.
The remarkably generous licensing model, CC BY 4.0, plus that crucial optional attribution.
And the significant positive impact he's having on creatives worldwide, even while navigating really tough challenges like music theft and misuse of systems like Content ID.
And it leaves you with something to mull over, perhaps, in this digital world where creative work is so easily copied, and where big automated systems meant to protect copyright can sometimes be turned against a creator's own intentions. What does Sascha Ende's decade-long solo commitment to offering his music freely with optional attribution really tell us about the power of individual generosity, the resilience needed to keep doing it, and maybe the true non-monetary value of just a simple thank you from someone whose own creative work you've helped make possible?